Hello, everybody. This is a short presentation about how the ancients. I showed you how to get down to South America from Tilamook, which is the land route basically to get all the way down here in just a little short, you know, trip across the ocean. But at the mouth of the Columbia River, where my class of ancestors came out of, and outside of Portland, basically Oregon, if you notice, Portland is right about there. If you take the ruler and you put where the mouth of the Columbia River is right there with the ruler, and then you take the ruler and then you go down to the location that's by Lima, Peru, which is right there. See, there's Lima in that area. And this little edge right here, if you'll notice now that from the mouth of the Columbia River, this was the route that you went by land all the way down into Mexico. Into Mexico, it gives you where to place to where to go off the ocean. And when you're canoe people, you're not going to take the route by land. So what are you going to do? You want to hug the coast. So if you notice, my finger is going right along the coast of Ecuador, across the coast of Peru, and all the way on down to this city over here. But it doesn't just stop there. If you keep going, it also comes out to a major river that takes you out into the South Atlantic, right there. So this is the route from the mouth of the Columbia River all the way to this mouth of this river here. But if you also take that Portland mouth here and you take it to the mouth of the Nile, see, that's the Nile Delta. There's Portland again. There's the mouth of the Columbia River, and you take it to the mouth here at the Delta. And what is it going over? It's going over this area in Morocco, right here where it's light green. And what is this light green? It's called the Atlas Mountains. And who was at the base of the Atlas Mountains that we traded with? Atlanteans. So if you take the mouth of the Columbia River and then to the mouth of the Nile, it takes you right over that mountain range, the Atlas Mountains in Morocco. It's interesting because I take things from the mouth of the Columbia to these ancient locations. You can find things that go all the way up into Sumer, all the way over here to Mohenjo-daro in Pakistan area. Interesting. The ancient, this is the more ancient system that's even what I'm showing on these charts here. In a sense, these are modern. This is the ancient way that.
Oh, you mean these maps that you
The
put
ones
in
that
the
I'm
latitude and
presenting.
longitudes, those are modern compared to what you have?
Yes.
So can you talk a little bit about this?
This one was from the Quinaults in Washington, how we're connected at Grays Harbor, Port Grenville, Washington, to Grays Harbor, Washington, and Sauvie Island, which at that time was run by my class of ancestors. So you notice Point Grenville, Grays Harbor, Sauvie Island, Mount Hood are here in this area. They're all in a straight alignment. And if you use the alignments from Point Grenville to Mount Hood, it takes the rim rock draw rock shelter.
You can just
8,000
quickly,
BC.
I was gonna say, so you could just like, if you know 2 points, all you have to do is throw a ruler down.
Mm-hmm. Oregon Mandela, which I think is, a hoax. It's not. It's part of this chart system. The Leonard Rock Shelter in Nevada. Hickson Petroglyphs, which is in Nevada. Mount Current, Nevada. Mount Wilson, which is the route we went to get to the Colorado River in ancient times, which is the Payrock Petroglyphs. The Little Black Mountain petroglyphs right here. Seligman, Arizona, which used cavern routes to get it out from the bottom of the Grand Canyon to the rim. There was a cave system that was used for this trade. Wapatki, which was an ancient place outside of Flagstaff. Montezuma's Castle, Sedona.
Oh, that's where I saw the little person.
Globe, Arizona. Point of Pines, Apache country down there in near that area at the border, Taracawa. Then you go down to the Mimbis River, which used to exist, but I think it dried up now. Pakaimi, which is down on the other side of Chihuahua, a major trade center for the the 19 to 29 trade zone. Cuyami, which is getting over here. Mapimi, which is getting closer down to the central Mexico area. Then you are in Central Mexico over here.
Oh, wait. So we ran out of space on the paper, so you brought it over here.
This is San Luis Potosi, which has a lot of petroglyphs there, which is getting way down to the part of Mexico that's ancient. After that, what do you hit? El Tajín. El Tajín is a port town, and you keep going, where does it take you? To Veracruz. What is Veracruz? Veracruz was an ancient port for the trade for the Olmecs. You keep going to 18, and then you get down to 1894. Coatzacoalcos, 18.94, which is this 18.94. Or where the serpent hides, the place where Quetzalcoatl departed on a raft of serpents and promised to return. It goes to the Coatzacoalcos River. It's the heart of Olmec, and it's 2,600 years old. It goes from Quinault to Olmec. And this is the modern one. The one I'm showing you is the ancient one.
Oh my God.
How we got around globally. I mean, you could even use Albuquerque. Where's Albuquerque on
So Albuquerque, what is the latitude and longitude for Albuquerque, Raj?
The Albuquerque one is 35 degrees latitude and 106 longitude. This one is weird because you find, let me see if I do this right. Okay, there's Albuquerque right there. Albuquerque, and then you go up to the Nova Scotia area, and you run it to where the Serpent Mound would be, and you run it up to this way, and you'd be amazed, I think, because I did this right. Where's Albuquerque? There's Albuquerque. This goes up here to the Laplanders in Norway. Not only does it go to the Laplanders, it comes down all the way down here to Albuquerque, but from Albuquerque, look where it goes.
Hold on,
The Hawaiian Islands.
Give me a second. Oh my God.
So there's a connection. The same thing can be used for using it going the other way too, but this is the more basic route where you connect the Laplanders to the Hawaiians to us, where we're right here in Albuquerque right now.
So you follow this over to Albuquerque, which is right there. Albuquerque, New Mexico. In the middle of New Mexico, kind of top third, but in the middle. And then it goes over here to, where are the Laplanders, you said?
Well, it's going up to Pictou Island where the Micmacs are. That's what it's going to.
So there. The Micmacs. So you have a connection with the Micmacs. Can you share with viewers what you helped to find in Micmac country using latitude and longitude?
They took me a little more serious, so what they've been doing was checking out my research and then going out on the field. And my friend David located a serpent mound of all places that nobody would have thought of. He was underwater in a lake. He was looking everywhere and looking on the surface. There's no mound here. There's no mound there. Nothing. There's supposed to be something ancient here, according to this thing. But there's only a lake here. And then he goes to the lake and looks in it, and there it was at the bottom of the lake. And just recently, I just kind of found out, and I'm going to find out more about it. They discovered something on Micmac that had to do with the Chinese from 450 BC. A Chinese settlement, something to do with a bronze tiger that has Chinese letters that were found all over it. Which is weird because we found a Buddha head buried on our beach at Point Grenville, which was a Buddha head statue, which is Asian too.
Oh, that's an interesting one because between Tilamook and is it Teotihuacan? The Buddha head is exactly on that alignment as well, on the along that line, like basically between the 2 points. Is that
Yeah,
Was it Teotihuacan? What
it's,
were the two places?
well, it's Tilamook, which is
Okay,
here,
Tillamook, which is here
and then
by the mouth of
Teotihuacan
the
is about
Columbia
there.
River,
It's basically this route that that's
and then to there.
and it heads here to. I think it goes to this river. There we go, and then it goes to where's Portland?
There's the mouth of the other river.
Portland. Oh, there it is. Okay, there's Portland. Basically, that. Which is this line that's red right there.
Is that the Messiah?
Yep, Baracocha, Quetzalcoatl, Iatoi, all of them on there, even all the way up to Waboka.
And the Diné twins too, even, aren't they? The latitude and longitude?
It goes over the Mount Laloc, the rain god. It goes over Monte Alban. The Lord of the Underworld is supposed to be there. You see where there's all these.
So this red line goes through Tillamook, which is the mouth of the Columbia River, down to Teotihuacan?
Yep, and then down in.
And then down to where Viracocha's was born or came from.
See, and there's that bay right there that you're looking at. Here is the bay that's right there. See?
Okay, the bay right there.
To where my finger's pointing.
Oh yeah, right there. Yeah.
To here.
Okay, so let's take a look. Yep. There it is.
Well, that's the ancient route that connected Alaska, Canada, the northwest coast, to the Great Basin, to the southwest, to Mexico, to Central America, to South America, all the way down here. In other words, this thing could unite all of our native people from one end of Turtle Island to the other. They would take us serious.
It was a trade route.
Yeah, connecting the whole side of this world.
And that's what this is right here.
Yeah.
This is a global, the Chinook global trade route.
See that red line right there? There's a counter one that's going this way globally on the other side of the hemisphere. It does the same thing like this, but it's going that way through Sri Lanka and up that way. So everything's kind of mirrored in a sense. But I think that's enough to tell people because it's a lot
to absorb. I know, and then you have the stuff here for Azores, Memphis, Egypt.
Yeah, even
Mumbai,
locate them.
Cambodia. What is that? I know.
See, that's Nan Madol. That's this line going right here.
There's Nan Madol, yeah.
And then it's going to Mumbai, then Memphis, Egypt, and then to this way.
So Nan Madol is a place where there's ancient rooms that are actually under the ocean water.
And Nan Madol is connected to Cape Mendocino in California by trade.
Is it the same latitude, or as Cape Mendocino, or is it just where the trade route?
It's diagonal. It can't be the same.
Oh, okay. So on this side of the world, it's that one right there.
What are you doing out in Hawaii?
Oh, sorry. I mean, when you travel from here and you're going that way, then you come out over here somewhere.
No, you don't. You go the straight line.
Oh, okay.
See, look.
I see where that goes.
There's no throwing a curve. Don't throw them a curve.
I mean, when you're coming from this side of the world and you're going to that side of the world.
It's mirrored that way.
Yes.
The other way. Yeah, you're right. You're right about that. It's mirrored. You're right.
All right. Well, I think that. Oh, you missed something.
There's Nan Madol right there. Look. This one, Nan Madol, that goes all the way up into Japan, into South Korea, and North Korea, and all the way up into Russia. This route hasn't been used since people were living at Nan Madol. I mean, if they took this seriously, they'd find so much ancient things, because Nan Madol hasn't been occupied since the flood. I think, that's enough.
Okay.
Good thing I had that on the wall.
And the one thing that you wanted to talk about, it was something you forgot in your last presentation. Did you cover that?
Oh, that was the trade zone of South America, I think it was.
Okay, so this is a different chart.
Trying to not lose anything.
Whoops.
That was my South American trade route.
I'm only recording the charts
Okay.
that Roger lets me record. There are some things.
Teotihuacan, Mexico. What is its latitude? 19 degrees. That was up to the trade zone for the people in the northern hemisphere. And that 19 degrees, it goes all the way down to the equator. See where 0 is? Now watch where the other 19 degrees is, but this is the 19 degrees south. What is that 19 degrees south? The Atacama Giant. Everybody wondering what it was there out in the middle of nowhere for. It marked the trade zone for the 19 degrees south trade zone for the southern hemisphere at 16 degrees latitude, 69 degrees longitude. As much as it was marked for 19 degrees, 98 degrees for the northern hemisphere at Teotihuacan. They marked the two trade zones from the equator to 19, from the equator to 19. And Atacama Giant marked that.
And this is the equator.
Mm-hmm.
At Lagunas.
The 0.
Oh, the
It's
0.
right there.
Oh, right there. Okay.
See, one is that way for the southern hemisphere, one is that way for the northern hemisphere.
Oh, okay.
Equator.
So your chart is going around the world and then it comes over here.
Mm-hmm. 19 to 19.
Atacama Giant. 1969.
Mm-hmm. Trade goes from equator to 9 degrees latitude, from 9 degrees to 19 degrees
Oh, it's the
latitude.
right.
19 degrees is 19 to 29. Then we have 29 to 39 is where we're at.
19 degrees and 19 degrees. Okay.
So that's how it marks off these trade zones by 19 degrees latitude for northern and southern hemisphere. Teotihuacan, Atacama Giant.
Awesome. Thank you, Raj.
You're welcome.